Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rod Clark, former Australian Masters track athlete, previous coach to an Australian Olympic athlete, and just a guy with an interest in sports performance and all things health and fitness. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you're based in the world, I suppose. Just a very quick update. I was just out for dinner the other night and somebody made mention about the COVID-19 and but in relation to the COVID pounds they'd put on. And then I saw something going around the internet about the COVID-19, and this particular friend of a friend said to me that he's got the COVID-38 going on at the moment. So he's basically saying he's put on 38 odd pounds during COVID. So like many of us, there's been, every one of us has, been locked down for so long, and it's been a difficult time. And with easy access to the fridge and the pantry, and probably not moving as much as we normally would, going to work and then walk around the office, it's been quite easy to pack on a few pounds. Listening to a podcast the other day by Brooke Castillo. She runs the company called The Life School Coach. Anyway, I'll put a link in that below. I've met Brooke, a wonderful lady. I spent a weekend away with her and a few of her friends. She's got an incredible business, and she talks the talk and walks the walk. She's recently created a Instagram program, I suppose you call it. She's documenting her wanting to put on 5 pounds of muscle over a 90-day period, and she's doing that with her boyfriend, I believe. And the last video that I watched, where she was having her body fat tested, and she had actually completed in 90 days putting on 5 pounds of muscle. The one thing which she said, which resonated with me a lot, is do hard things. Everything in life is all the things that you really enjoy the most in life are often the hardest things. And to do hard things in life is typically what you get more out of it. If you're just doing easy things and getting this instant gratification, they don't tend to really satisfy you. But yeah, so I just thought it was an interesting thing. And if it's worth a listen, jump over to her podcast, Brooke Castillo, the Life School Coach. And just going back to Brooke, she made a comment that, most things are going to be uncomfortable. When we want to do things that are a bit more difficult, they're uncomfortable. And if it's not uncomfortable, you're probably not going forward. Me making these videos, when I first started, it was really uncomfortable to sit here and try and speak into a camera and, remember what I wanted to talk about and so forth. But, it's just one of those things, you just got to get on with it. I coached a bunch of, really good athletes in Australia, and guys wanted to come and join us all the time. And our 400 meter running squad, High Achievers, this particular squad, and anyone that wanted to join, I used to say to them straight away, if you're not prepared to be uncomfortable at every training session, it's probably not for you. As a 400 meter runner, as anyone out there that's ever done this type of running before will, I'm sure, agree that it's uncomfortable all the time. There's just no such thing as, I'm just going to turn up the training and just roll around today. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on a few things. There's 7 or 8 points that I put down about getting rid of the COVID pounds. The first and foremost is something I've banged on about before, is walking 10 minutes 3 times a day, specifically after meals. I know we don't always get that. I try and do it every day, and there's some days I get busy and I don't get to do my 10-minute walks, but most days I do get at least 2 of them out. So it's just a little thing to implement. It's a starting process, but I guarantee you within a very short period of time that you will start to feel better, and you will notice a body weight change and a body composition change. Number 2 is clean out your fridge. Like everybody, we've probably got a heap of shit sitting in our fridge. And it's important to just, not have the junk food and the crap food in your fridge. When you're in the supermarket, most people are probably walking up and down the wrong aisles. Get into the fresh food aisle. You don't need to be buying packaged food and, processed food. It's interesting when you walk around the supermarket, if you see relatively, large or overweight people, and then have a look at their shopping cart, it's often indicative of, where they're shopping and what aisles they're shopping in. So number 3 is start some kind of strength training routine. If you're working out a few times a week, it doesn't matter what it is, but you're doing Pilates, yoga, walking, running. As we age, and I'm really sort of thinking about people over 40, that having some sort of muscle mass is going to do two things, multiple things, but 2 main things. If you put on muscle mass, your body actually looks different. even if you're still carrying some body fat, you can get away with carrying a little bit of body fat, but your body just looks different. Secondly, having more muscle mass on your body will allow you to burn more calories. Your lean muscle tissue requires more energy to actually function just normally throughout the day, so your body will actually burn more calories. So start some type of strength routine. I'd recommend 20 to 30 minutes worth of training 3 times a week. I write about this on my blog. I've got multiple little short 20 and 30 minute programs on there and circuits. It's also on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description back to the website, which you can check some of that out. The next one is to just drink more water. The one thing that water will do, not only will it just rehydrate you, and I don't think any of us drink enough water, myself included. I try and keep one of these big Nalgene's on the table now and finish one of these at least every day. But by drinking more water, it will actually stop you feeling hungry. So drink more water. It's just one of those typical health benefits, which I don't think enough of us actually focus on. The next one is sleep. Get more sleep. I mean, majority of people out there just don't sleep enough. Sleep has actually gone down over the years. We do need less sleep as we age, and our sleep does start to fall away, particularly our deep sleep, and I've spoken about this before. But just getting more sleep, one thing that I do notice myself when I have a really good night's sleep, I'm not looking for additional food throughout the day to actually, get me through all those flats that you may have in the afternoon. You're looking for extra food to, pop you up, or coffee and so forth. So just more sleep, it's a no-brainer. The next thing is cut back on alcohol. I mean, most of us probably during COVID started to drink a little bit too much. It was just too easy, stuck inside all day, and there was plenty of stories going around online about, the amount of the alcohol sales went through the roof. So it's clear. And if you're drinking mixed drinks and so forth, adding Coke and sugary sodas to your drinks, then it's just additional calorie you don't need. And the last one, or the last point I just want to make is do hard things. I mean, if it's uncomfortable, it's probably going to benefit you. So if you've put on a few extra pounds during the last 12 months, and it's going to be hard to get going again, but make a start, then make that routine. So, it's just going to be difficult and take a little bit to get going. So anyway, there's my sort of, little bit of an update on how to drop some COVID pounds. There's no magic formula to any of this, by the way. I mean, there's no magic pill. It's been proven that all these, dietary supplements and detox teas and blah, 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 that none of them actually work. It's all about, what you put into your body, reducing your calories and more movement. Those two things are just the key. Basically, as I said, there's no secret to, a leaner body. The other thing I wanted to make a point is that you only get one body. It's got to last you a lifetime. Look after it. What you put into it and the amount of movement you get will actually make your body last longer. It's really sad to see, as people get a little bit older and they get heavier, not only does your body start to naturally deteriorate, but carrying that extra weight around, how much more difficult it becomes to do the most simple things. I remember my dad, when he was alive, that, he started to get that big belly in front of him. He just couldn't put his shoes on anymore. He had to sit down, and then it would take him, 5 minutes to put each shoe on because he couldn't reach his feet properly. And if you're going down that path already, then start to do something about it, sooner rather than later. Anyway, that's it for today. Stay healthy, and until next time, have a great week.